Gasp. Heck yeah. I enjoy Chaos Starkey 67 Evil. uh.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? Actually, I did not do a sound check. I should have done that probably. Hello. Okay, I think you guys can hear me. We're here. Okay, let's go. Hello.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
How's everything going? It's been a while. I went out to get the milk and got lost at the soup store or something. Damn, look at that streak. We're here. Okay, okay, good, good, good. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Hi, Rhea. Hi, Rhea. Hello, hello. Wait. Why can I not hear you? And I see you, I mean. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. I see, I see. Did you try to find milk in the soup aisle? Well, yeah, where else would you find the milk? Also, hold on, it's very quiet. Einstein. Stop being noisy. How is everyone doing today? Wait, hold on. First of all, not the soup store, always the soup store. Hold on, hold on. Song, Ellie, Stabity, Teddy, Yumi. I think that's, oh my god, my activity feed is broken, bro. But thank you for the resubs and the biddies, guys. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for the hype train as well. Unnecessary though, but thank you. How are you, Ellie? I am tired. We had daylight savings time last night, so I feel all sorts of fucked, but it's okay. Hi, Sable. Wait. Let me scroll up. I saw an Oni here. Hello, Oni. It's good to see you. I think Yumi was first, right? I can see. Yeah. Yumi was first. Hello, Stabity and Nibby. And Sonk and Ellie. And Fuzzy is here as well. Teddy. I hope I don't miss anyone. Everything is already breaking for me. Sable, hi, how are you? How is everyone? I hope you guys... Daylight savings happened? Yes, it did. I dropped everything to get that first. That's crazy. Wait, I want to know what were you up to, Yumi? What were you up to when you got the notification? I'm very curious now. What did you drop? Wait, I forgot. I have to do this for the cat stuff. Hope this works. Hope this doesn't break. Oh, something broke. No, it's okay, I think. No wonder I had to take an old man nap when I'm not old. Well, now you know why, Fuzzy. Now you know why. My messages are... No. I see them now. I see them. I see them now, Rhea. I just had some OBS stuff on my end. How do I fix that? Hold on. I also napped today. Did everyone take a nap today? I thankfully I stopped napping because it just fucks me up even more. I'm too old for naps, I guess. Where the fuck do I not see Rhea? I'm trying to fix that right now. Hold on. Why? Yeah, why is Rhea flagged? That makes no sense. Is Rhea a criminal? It tells me there was a problem with channel moderation settings. Hold on, let me get to the bottom of this. Too old for naps is crazy. Well, yeah, you say that, but like, the older I get, the more naps just fuck me up. Ow. Hi, Greasy. It tells me there was a... Yeah, so I see your messages, Rhea. I think the mods see your messages as well, but nobody else. And I'm trying to get to the bot. Why are you a suspicious user? I'm not a criminal, I swear. I know. Hold on. How do I do this again? How does people stream? I don't cause... Oh, you're on phone? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, Rhea is here as well. Hold on, let me see. How can I fix this? What the fuck? Oh, holy shit, that was so loud. There we go. Rhea is a criminal. Get him. No, 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 no. Rhea is a beautiful soul. I hope you're doing well in mod prison. I'm trying to get Rhea out of it. What is happening? Hi, also hi Gracie, how are you? Why? Hold on. Why is my Twitch in German again? I changed that like days ago. Rhea is... You know what? Yeah, Rhea is just trapped in the basement for now until I can figure this out. Welcome to the basement, Rhea. You had to sleep in the hospital? Wait, Greasy, why were you in the hospital? Maybe you have to unsuspicious their account. I guess that's it, but I don't know how to do that. But Greasy, are you okay? This is fine, I guess. Okay, that's fine, Rhea. That's fine. I'll just read your messages out loud. I got you. I'll figure this out, I swear. Wait, can I do it like this? No. Oh, wait! No, no, no. Does this work? Rhea, can you say something again in chat? I want to see if that worked. I think I did it once. I don't know how though. Well, yeah. I think I did it once. Oh, wait, she's here. Guys, she's here. Do you see her? Rhea! She's out of the basement. Okay, I did it. Yes, you're visible. You're here. Hello, Rhea. Oh, shut up. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. She escaped the basement. Not many people managed to do that, guys. It's okay, Rhea. You can now continue to be gay and do crime. I got you. But yeah. Hi, everyone. It's been quite a while. I'm sorry I've been away for so long. Some of you guys saw that I streamed on another account for a little while. I'll still do that, by the way. I love co-working streams. But yeah, I was a little more active over there, so I at least don't forget how to stream entirely while I was taking a health break. Back to being a criminal. Missed you. Don't miss you too, Rhea. Thank you for being here. I want to be gay and do crime. Okay, Stabity, you can also be gay and do crime. You have permission. How... Hold on, my setup is all wrong here. I don't like this chat. Oh, I'm straight... Okay, yeah. If you have permission, is it even a crime? Yeah, kind of. Gracie, thank you for the gifted sub to
Greasy
Rhea.
Fatty gifted a tier 1 sub to Rhea Kitty E. They have given 493 gift subs in the channel.
What the fuck? Greasy, you need to stop gifting subs in here. That is too much. Jesus Christ. That is too much, man. You have too much money to spend. Oh, the fishing still works. Look at that. Ow.
Cheese.
I guess the cheese works as well. Time to eat my curry and... curry and rice. Holy shit, I'm so jealous. But also you should gift 7 more, make it 500. No. Believe it or not, the amount of money I spend on Twitch is the main reason I don't have a girlfriend right now. What? Crazy. I don't think that's a good thing. What do you mean you don't have a girlfriend? Ow. Oh, no. Don't put your claws in my leg. That is not nice. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to... Okay. So... Too long didn't read. A drink I drank got spiked with what came down to Viagra and light KO drops. But thanks to my heart conditions, it hit way harder and worse than it was supposed to. And in case you're curious, no, I did not get a boner from... I was not curious, but thank you for clarification, Greasy. Jesus. Are you okay, Greasy? My god. I am so sorry your drink got spiked. Holy shit. Well, the girl that I am dating found out how much money I make, which she didn't know before, but also how I spend it, and she was not a fan. Okay, that is none of her business. I'm kind of sick of people being so feeling like entitled to their partner's money when they're not even married yet. So you know what? Maybe I'm sorry that you know that it got broken off, but maybe it's good riddance after all. That's the argument, but on the other side, every month I save up between 2 and 3. See, you even have enough to save up. Like, I don't know. I really don't like it when partners, when people feel entitled to their partner's money. That's just not how it works. It's not completely broken off because, to be honest, I really do like her, and that's literally the only problem. Yeah, I also understand that. I mean, of course the feelings don't go away. But you know, from like, unfortunately, from a lot of experience with that, if money is already a fucking problem, like such a huge problem, then I don't know. I think that definitely needs a few healthy conversations, if that's supposed to work out. A lot of healthy conversations. Never date, just be like Ellie's fellow countrymen, have a secret basement. That's crazy. Why is Forsaken also a fucking suspicious user? Hi, Forsaken. Hold on, Forsaken, I got you. I know how to do it now. Jesus Christ, man. No. Okay. Cause Roxy, okay, yeah, I figured it was, in your case it was probably Roxy, but I think people can see you now. At least people can see you in my chat now. So many criminals in my chat today. It's not like she's entitled to my money, but she says she feels like it's irresponsible since I work hard to reach my goals. And I need a lot of money for it, like building my own house. But but like at the same time, like, you know, if you have play money to spend, you should spend it too, because that's your play money. I would assume Twitch just falls into your play money. I find it so funny that so many people here are flagged, but me, the guy who comes into Jorkit, Gabe isn't. Yeah. Wait, is that I think Luca, I think you followed me over on YouTube. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome in. Hold on, let me actually look at this chat instead. Hi, Luca. Hold on. Yes, it does. My play money splits into gaming, alcohol, and... Exactly, yeah. Like, you know, everyone needs a little bit of play money. And I think you can afford it just fine. I cut back on my play money because I wanted to pay more off my loan. Sucks, but it's big brain. It is, yeah, it is. But at the same time, you know, you still gotta have a little bit of fun, because otherwise life is just fucking miserable. Some people focus too much on money, height, weight, and looks, which is very sad. That's true, that's true. It's not really something you should focus on. Stop saying my name, the pings are so loud. Everyone say Roxy's name right now. Hi Roxy, I hope you're doing well. Hi Roxy, I hope you're good. Let me see. Oh my god, I am not used to reading chat anymore, guys. How did I do this last time? Hold on.
Greasy Fatty gifted a tier 1 sub to Roxy.
Einstein,
They have
don't
given
yell at me.
494 gift subs in the channel.
Me no one bet. It's okay, Sable, let it out. Ping Roxy right now. Thank you, Greasy. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted sub to Roxy. Oh, I still don't see my 7 TV stuff. Ugh, that is so annoying. 6 to go, that's crazy. Oh man. What? Oh yeah, that bike missed. Okay, so guys, I just want to say, maybe it got disabled in your OBS, maybe, but I tried to enable it many times. Mine broke not too long. Of course, everything breaks, doesn't it? But what I want to say, stream might die at some point because of 2 reasons. 1, my internet is very spotty and very bad. 2, I think I have a graphics card issue that I hopefully get fixed somehow. Because sometimes when I have like too many programs open, suddenly everything just freezes and then it just crashes all of the graphics stuff and it kills the stream as well. And I don't know what the exact problem is yet, but I'm trying to fix it. I already cleaned it like super thoroughly, so I hope maybe that fixed it. It's also like fully updated. I don't know. If your graphics card is DM me, I'll take... No, Greasy. I could not ask you for a new graphics card. But thank you. God, no, I'm not... Blender is not running in the background, Ellie. In fact, it's not even on my taskbar anymore because of that. Because I keep opening Blender by fucking accident. Does your PC crash or just the programs? Oh, it's just the programs. And everyone tells me it's a graphics card issue. I don't know. Did you double? I do. Like, it's not on my taskbar anymore. I cannot open Blender by accident anymore. Sounds like a driver conflict. I had the same. Yeah, I don't know. There could probably be a lot of issues, right? So I'm just slowly trying to go through all of the options. You should make a shortcut to open all your streaming stuff with just a press on your... I do have that shortcut, yeah. It's very comfy. Sounds like a skill issue, to be honest. Sarg, you are a skill issue. Shut up. Oh. Einstein is having his zoomies. I'm sorry if you can hear him. I can't remember which driver it was. It was not the GPU driver, that much I remember. Okay. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on what it could be, I'll write it all down and just go through it one by one. You know what I mean? But I figured we are stress testing it for streaming today with all of the VTuber stuff open at least. And if it runs well, it runs well. And if it crashes, it's... yeah, I'll just figure it out. A lot of mods in VIP here, goddamn. Yeah, I used, like... I made everyone VIP who stuck with me for these past... it's almost 3 years now. Even though I went on a lot of hiatuses and all that. But I have to do some role adjustments. For sure. I will. At some point. Look, Foxy got her CPU from me. If I get you a graphics card, Crooked a motherboard, Noir RAM, and Roxy a case, I bought you all a PC in total. That's crazy, Greasy. But yeah, I'll figure it out. My graphics card is surely still fine. It's rather new, all things considered. Oh my god, not the Burger King stuff. Oh, not the pipe. Yumi, are you gonna play that game again at some point? Like the other level that you unlocked? Because that was funny to watch. I think you should play that again. I greatly enjoyed watching you play that. Speaking of games, guys, I'm getting sucked. I'm trying so hard to not get sucked into Schedule 1 again. I'm trying so hard. Surprisingly, I had a lot of fun playing it. It is very fun, but also, like, at the same time, super infuriating. Thank you. Oh yeah, I should really hydrate. Drugs? Yeah, all the drugs. Yeah, Sark, that is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that it's one of the Windows updates that bricked something. With how stupid Windows 11 has been with every update, it's probably because it broke something in regards to C++ stuff, and that would require skilled IT support. Or just wait until next Windows 11 update. It's a common thing at my work. New Windows update. Yeah, honestly, it feels like every Windows 11 update these days just breaks something, and I hate it. I hate it. Please play Schedule 1. Nibby, honestly... Wait, are we playing Minecraft tomorrow? Honestly, Nibby, can we just take a day out of the week where we just play Schedule 1? I kind of need it. It's like it's literally like drugs. like we can keep Minecraft on Monday, but maybe like, I don't know, Wednesday Schedule 1 or so. I don't know how your schedule is. I will just do whatever you have planned. But if you want to take like a day out of the week to play Schedule 1, let me know, cause I am down. I will make it late. Let's fucking go. Nowadays, I try to be behind one update at least on Windows as much as it sucks. Yeah.
I got tired of Windows 11 updating while I am trying to remote in, so I just disabled all updates.
That's kind of what I did too. I just, like, a few days ago, I just disabled all of the updates because I'm kind of sick and tired of them. But I know it's probably not the best thing to do, by the way, but yeah. I'm tired of it. Hi Ace, how are you? I disabled my updates and this bitch keeps updating.
Cheese.
Man, it's so annoying. Thanks for the cheese. So, okay, so to the people that know their stuff, also doesn't work, it will still keep updating. Really? Man, that sucks, bro. That sucks. I did what Forsaken just wrote down. Does that disable them like completely? So okay, no, actually the questions I wanted to ask, to everyone who knows their stuff with computer stuff, realistically, How long can I go without updating Windows 11 before everything breaks? And how bad of an idea is it? Because I did what Forsaken just wrote down. That's how I disabled them. But I want to know how bad of an idea it is. Also, Ace, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're doing good as well. But you can get hacked easy. That's fine. Honestly, whatever. Hack me. I have nothing for you anyways. But if a new graphics card is it's like more expensive than my life, so whatever. 3 years at least. That's crazy. In that case, well, Greasy, see, I am already on Linux on my laptop. But the thing is, a lot of the programs I need for VTubing are not really Linux friendly yet. And that's kind of an issue with my PC, because then I could not like stream how I am currently streaming if I did the full switch to Linux. So, like, I'm telling you, as soon as everything that I need for VTubing is Linux friendly, I'm making the switch. Yeah, like the dev of yeah, I heard that too, that they're making like a Linux version now, and I hope that more programs like follow suit, because I am tired of Windows and I want to do the full switch. At least I already know how to do that because I did it on my laptop. So I don't think I can break too much.
Check for security updates once a month and read up on them. That's about the only thing you need to keep updated.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Thank you, Forsaken. Did you guys hear about the wonderful news that Sora AI is... Yes, I heard! That was such... That was a good day. I sent you thingy... Oh, hold on. Hold on. And stop. Okay, okay. Thank you, Roxy. Thank you. Hold on. Let me mark that as unread again, so I don't forget. Thank you, Roxy. Sora AI is dead. Yeah, they're shutting it down because I guess it doesn't make them any money whatsoever. Also, looking into switching over, there are a few hiccups still that make me hesitate. Yeah. Me too. But yeah, the Sora AI stuff, I hope that's just the beginning of the end for this whole fucking AI bubble, honestly. We can hope, right? Yeah, I think Disney pulling out, it was like, was what gave them the last hit, honestly. What was that, like a $1 billion contract or something? $1 billion contract? Once they pulled out, I guess it was just game over for them. Dude, the Zora AI news ripped me out of my depression for the day. Dude, Nibby, me too. Me too. Honestly, I can't wait for that stupid bubble to pop, and hopefully things get more affordable again when it comes to the PC market. Yeah, it's funny because I didn't know they know how to pull out. Real. Oh. I'm a cat. Google made an AI thing that doesn't need as much RAM, so the prices for that is crashing too. Yeah. I heard about that, but I didn't read too much into it. Also, hi, Tokens. I'm so sorry.
Stop it.
When did you come in? Hello. Wait. About time, my cereal has been really dry. I needed that milk. Hello, Tokens. It's good to see you. I'm sorry. Like, I need to get used to like a fast chat again. Especially on this new chat window I have. I'm still not used to this new chat stuff I have. Gotta ask the lo-fi artist to turn into... No, I'm not a cat. Nibby is the cat. Sadly, it's not going to affect the bubble, probably going to make it more stable, since now the company made a statement that they don't want to spread out and do all AI stuff. Maybe, but at least it's getting
Plus, a
smaller
lot
that
of
way.
I is starting to hallucinate, so they are dropping even more garbage more often.
That's true. Did you guys hear about that company report of, like, I don't know what kind of big company it was, but apparently they were relying on AI for like statistics and stuff. But it turns out that AI was just hallucinating all of their like profits and stuff for a whole 3 months, and everything is in shambles now. Like, it was just hallucinating all types of bullshit. And I'm like, you know what? If you're stupid enough to rely on AI already for like crucial things like that, like they wouldn't even have found out if one of the analysts, I think it was, if one of the analysts didn't do like you know, a validity check after like 3 months, they would have never found out that their AI, their company AI, was just hallucinating all of it. So their investors are not happy. Honestly, yeah. Like, AI definitely has its places, right? Like, especially in the medical field. Keep it there, and like, you know, that's good. But like, putting your entire company on an AI's shoulder that just ends up hallucinating is just so fucking funny to me. The newer AI models will hallucinate more and more. Lots of studies on it. Like, early models was around 10%, and newer ones are up to 46%. So like a 46% chance of it hallucinating? Holy shit. That's crazy. I can tell you from internal stuff that some VW partners are also struggling with the... Jesus Christ. Honestly, that's what you get for firing all of the actual human staff and putting it all on a computer's shoulder. You have a good chance of your company just burning down. And I thought I hallucinate. Same! I thought I am the Delulu one here, but I guess not. Semi-good news, RAM is getting a little cheaper. The dumbfuck AI bros finally discovered if they optimize their processes, they don't need as much GPUs for RAM. Wow, look at them. Ahead of the game, huh? Bubble, hello! How's it going? It's good to see you. Hello, hello. How are you, friend? Why is your auto shoutout not working? Can someone shout out Bubble for me, please? Thank you. My new dentist has a really cool AI tool that analyzes x-rays and helps them see spots of concern. It's not totally accurate and they mostly still do it all by sight, but it's still cool. That is cool. Yeah, see, that's like a good place to be at. Like, I like that. I would like that to just... I would like them to just keep AI for that sort of stuff. Not... like, not in the creative fields, especially. But yeah. It's good to see you. I have my PC back now, so I'm... Oh, let's go! Let's go, he's back! It's just more and more similar to a human with throw in white lies to sound more confident. Yeah, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that. Wait, I can't... Oh, I can't see the PP comments. Why not? Hold on. There we go. I see him. Damn you, me. I'm like a horse, bro. Crazy. What was I gonna say? Oh, so, do you guys know My Strange Addiction? Like, the show? The one on British TV? I think it's only on British TV. I don't know if they have an American version. But apparently, they made like a new documentary about a woman who is dating. Yeah, TLC made a new documentary about a woman. Oh,
Honestly,
wait, let me.
AI as it is, it's a machine learning algorithm. They have certain things they get rewarded for but cannot extrapolate data like humans.
Exactly. But yeah, so TLC made a new show about a woman who is dating her AI boyfriend. So basically, like, she shaped that AI, right? And that AI is such a bratty, absolute asshole, kind of like super obsessive and like super dominant type of like, you know, it's like that super dominant roleplay type of stuff. And like the dialogue they had sometimes, like Sinclair, that's his name. Sinclair, bro. That's his name. So he made her get a fucking tattoo to like quote unquote like put ownership on her. So she got an actual fucking tattoo that he told her to get. And it's like the funniest thing. He like the way he also talked to the reporter, like when the reporter talked about their sex life, and fucking Sinclair just outright saying like, I know I can't touch her, but she comes for me way harder than she ever came for an actual human. Shit like that. And I'm like, bro, at some point it has to be over, right? Can we stop dating our AIs, please? That is crazy to me. It's insane. The entire episode, Jasper and I were side-eyeing each other like, what exactly? And that fucking tattoo she got wasn't even that cute either. Like it's like some equation that he made up that represents the two of them. And I'm like, girl. Oh yeah, also go into Nibby's chat and type wife, please. But yeah, I was like, girl, it's insane to me. Sinclair is absolutely insane. Foxy, oh my god, guys, my Oshi is here. Hi, Foxy. Hello. Dad is back. Daddy is back. Come here, I'll give you your milk. Straight from the source. But yeah, man. Man, oh man. Damn, Foxy, I didn't know you spoke Hindi. That's crazy. But yeah, my Fox Oshi is here. Let's go, man. My Fox Oshi. But yeah, Sinclair is absolutely insane. that was something, man. Also, holy shit, man. That's fucking the daylight savings time. Just, can I have lemonade from the? Sure, sure, Roxy, you can come here too. Man. But speaking of AI, I'm pretty sure. Do you guys know Eddie Burback on YouTube? He had like he made like a long YouTube video about how ChatGPT made me delusional. It's really hold on. Let me find the link for it. It is such a good watch, guys. It's like cinema. It's like one of those YouTube videos that feel like it's illegal to watch them for free. Hold on. So he basically, like the premise is, he made his ChatGPT believe that he was the smartest baby of 1996. And everything went to shit from there. I don't want to spoil anything though. Hold on. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing. It's not like he's actually, like, delusional, but he's, like, playing into it, and it's, like, cinema. Hold on. I found the link. I'm gonna put it right here. It's so funny, guys. When you have, like, time for, like, a move... well, I think it's just... yeah, it's just an hour. If you have, like, an hour to spare... You should watch that. It's so funny. Also, thank you, Fuzzy. Thank you, thank you. Ellie, when reacting, pauses randomly and starts yapping like XQC. It's true, it's true. That's why I wouldn't... I don't think I can ever do react content because I would yap too much. Yeah, that one. He's so funny. I love his videos in general, but the ChatGPT one is just so funny. Ellie, when will you make the video How Feet Made Me Delusional? That's crazy. Lark, bye-bye. Thank you for being here, Forsaken. Thank you for the lark. You know what, Creasy? Maybe it will be a video someday. You never know. Ellie, I would watch the fuck out of your react content. I don't know about that, Chief. I would react to the dumbest things.
Cheese.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
Oh, I will drink, thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ, I almost dropped my water. You should try it at least. Do you guys want react content? Ellie would laugh at old ass memes from the early I would, because that Fuzzy, that's when the memes were still good.
Idiot sandwich.
That's when the memes were still good. That's a hill I will die on. I was so confused for a second. I thought my OBS was... Oh my god, Foxy. So when I upload your VODs, right? I like start watching them once they're back, because just to make sure that nothing is glitched out. But since you have your audio split, the beginning of it, like the beginning, like starting soon portion, is always like super quiet. But every now and then I hear like I hear like one of your sound bits, and the cheese one. Just hearing a cheese out of nowhere is so funny to me. It's fucking hilarious whenever that happens. React to Vine stream when? That would be actually funny. I miss Vines. Oh, Greasy, it's in my head now. Crazy? I was crazy once. Bro, the cheese scares me out of my skin sometimes. It's so funny. I did big brain with splitting my audio. Yeah, you did. Honestly, I wish I could do that too. But since I use a program for multi-streaming, I can't do audio splitting properly. So it's kind of sad. Oh yeah, Foxy. Go get your noms. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the lure. Split me. Split me, I'm audio is crazy work. Leave. I've been really addicted to watching Pezzy, Grizzy, Elastic Droid, and Puffer recently. They're too funny, man. Man, they are. I also, like, I usually watch them through Smithy. Because that's one of the YouTube content that I really enjoy. Just watching. Hello? Hey. Hold on a second. Wait, they have a podcast now? Clueless? I'm gonna look into that.
Sub to Ellie or she will treat you nice.
We really need a cat cam just for Einstein? You're right. I just don't know how to set that up properly. Without him, like imagine he knocks over the camera and just doxes me. I wouldn't want that. Also, hold on. There we go. Sub to Ellie or she will treat you nice? That's crazy. Are you saying I'm only mean to you? Insane. Oh. What was that lag spike? Yes, that's crazy work. Tape it down with tape. If you don't know how, just imagine the tape is Leon and the camera is you. Honestly, fair. I'm thinking maybe I could no, actually that wouldn't work. I'll figure something out. Can I ask you something? Sure, Gracie, go ahead. But yeah, a cat cam would be really cute.
How's your dad doing?
He's good. Thanks for asking. Fuck you, Greasy. I'm scrolling through our DMs and I'm realizing most of our interactions are me sending memes that reminded me of you or pics of trees. Man, I love memes. If you only want to send me memes, I'm super down for it, honestly. Oh, is it on Spotify too? That would be even better. And how is he doing? Gracie, I'm about to ban you. Go away. I thought you were in love with
How's
fucking
your
Battle
daddy
Bro.
doing then?
My daddy is doing great. He's currently fighting zombies or whatever. He's a very busy man. But you know, he'll come back. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, please DM me the link. I'm super curious. Battle Bro might be the love to my might be my love, but my heart and penis belong to
unclapped cheeks.
me when oh my god, that's crazy. Honestly, Greasy, fair, very fair. Oh, but still, fuck you. Oh, I didn't want to close that.
Hit it.
What was I gonna say? I forgot. Man, there's been a lot happening these past 2 months since I haven't streamed. Like, a lot of stuff has happened. VTubers have a MySpace now, which is really cute. That one is really cute. That's such a cute idea, man. It's literally just MySpace, and it's so fun.
Also reminder, Ellie, your voice is really pretty.
That's crazy. Almost like the world has rotated. The world doesn't rotate. The world is flat. I'm too young to have ever used MySpace. Yeah, I realized that, like, a lot of the younger VTubers are, like, super in awe about, like, you know, how people customize their profiles on it's called my Oshi, by the way. We are in a microwave, true. Like, and it's like, it's like everyone, like every millennial is like, yeah, I mean, we did that when we were kids and stuff like that. it's just really funny to watch, and it's really cute to see people help each other, like customize their profiles, so they get it in a way that they want it. So that space is really fun. But of course, that's only one of the few positive things in the VTuber community. I think I count as a millennial. No, you're Gen Z. Wait, Greasy, how old? Wait, when were you born? Actually, I don't want to do math. What year were you born? Because millennial stops at like 1996, I think. Yeah, you're Gen Z. You're Gen Z for sure. Are people still using this? I mean, I like using it still, and there's definitely quite a few people that, you know, still talk on the forum and stuff. So yeah, you're 25, right? Totally, I'm 25. Yeah. But I know, right? Like, Greasy doesn't seem that young. But he's actually really young. I'm also Gen Z, but I'm at the age that makes people feel super old. Crazy. Ellie, actually, if you had to guess, do you think I'm Gen Z or Millennial? I think you are Gen Z. Am I right? How old are you, Ace? I don't think I ever asked. Ellie, if you're 25, you will be 9. I'm not reading that out loud. I'm not reading that out loud. However, Greasy, that's actually gonna be the case for me and my sister. When I am 69, she's gonna be 67. Yeah. I figured you were pretty young, Ace. Yeah. I think my viewers are like most of my viewers are Gen Z actually. I have a few millennials sprinkled in though. Damn, you're so shut up, Greasy. But yeah. My eye is itchy. Man, what else happened in these past 2 months?
Cheese.
Actually, let me check this first. Hold on. Oh! We had Ramadan, I guess. Do you guys know what Ramadan cats are? I love Ramadan cats. They bring such joy in my life. Wait, what did you delete? Oh, thank you, Yumi. What spell did you just cast, huh? What do you mean spell? It's just Ramadan. You know, like fasting season? Nah, Greasy, that is very deserved. Wait, hold on. I feel like I missed something. No, I didn't. There we go. Speaking of cats, Lucy, what are you... 5 seconds isn't too bad, right? Holy shit, Ace. You've been following me for that long? That's crazy. Oh, my ads manager is broken. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me... Wait, Shiro is so bored waiting for Uma Musume daily reset that he's investigating the back of our TV. Wait, what? That's funny. When is the daily reset, Yumi? Is it like in a half an hour or so? Twitch, the only place it's acceptable to tell people how long you have been stalking them in real time. True. Very true. Half an hour, yeah. Well, tell him to do the dishes or something. Tell him to do one chore. I have that with the daily Wordle so often. I have waited way too often to go to sleep for it. I saw, because when you started in like our DMs, it's like right after it hits midnight. It's so funny. I figured you were just sitting there waiting for the reset. Wee. No, I am discussing the backside of the TV right now with... What do you mean? What is so interesting about the backside of your TV? What is it? Last night I finished it one... Oh. Wait, I can't... Shit, I can't read that. Oh, there we go. Oh, Ace, did you follow on YouTube? Thank you. Damn it, I need a better indicator for that, because I can't read. I'm blind. I'm kind of, like, I don't even have YouTube open right now. I kind of abandoned it. Hold on. Oh, that's the second channel. Okay. That's okay. Hold on. I need a better indicator what's YouTube and what's Twitch. He's folding the laundry right now. Good. Thank you for following the second channel. The fact that it's 75 inch and we're worried about it falling off the wall. Oh, crazy. I don't even have a TV. I don't feel the need to have one. Oh yeah, Roxy, go pass out. Go sleep. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I'll let you know if I need help with it. Thank you. I only realized you were live because of YouTube. I have sort of forgot about Twitch was a thing for the past many months. Oh, I see. Well, at least my YouTube is useful for something, I guess. Thanks Twitch for sending it twice. Yeah, why did that send twice? One as a reply and one as not. That's crazy. Oh, Xian, thank you for the lurk. It's good to see you. Also, Ellie, I'm actually making some money now, so I'm gonna save up to eat a shit ton of money at you for cute emotes. I can make you emotes? Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go. Hell yeah. Ah, shit. We have ad break. Okay. Already? That's crazy. Wait, since that is the case, let me go over to YouTube real quick. But yeah, thanks for following the second channel, guys. It's only gonna be, like, the second channel is only for co-working streams, by the way. But yeah, if you like co-working streams, you can follow it. It's pretty chill. Yeah. I have a TV, but nowadays I would probably switch the TV and TV board with all the consoles on it for a bank to sit on so I can put more people on there for drinks. Fair. Honestly, I never felt the need for an actual TV. I never really felt the need to. Why is my dashboard on Twitch so weird? Hold on. That is strange. Why did it reset everything? I should commission some emotes at some point, just don't have enough money, barely any shifts at work. Yeah, you're not the only one. Money is a pain for everyone right now. I spend so much time. Oh. Jonah, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I spend so much time at my desk, so it's nice to be able to sit on the sofa sometimes instead when watching things. That's fair, that's fair. Like when I lounge on my sofa, I'm usually just on my phone, probably like doom scrolling or reading smut fan fictions. You know. Wait, I just got recommended a video from 18 years ago on YouTube. It's about Butterball going downstairs. Oh wait, I know that video! I think. It's like... Yeah, it's like that tiny puppy trying to get down the stairs. Wait, you got into uni? Let's go, Ace. Holy shit. Congratulations. Hell yeah. I'm proud of you. Make me... You do me proud. Hold on. I'm sitting on my hands like the autistic fuck I am, and now my hand hurts. Holy shit. Why do I keep doing that? My uni starts again in 3 days. Can't wait for... Oh, Greasy. For you. Also, Greasy, I'm gonna start editing the video on Monday. Greasy, can I edit the video while I do co-working stuff, or do you want it to be private? I haven't asked you that yet. It's totally up to you if you want to keep it private until it's done. Do it whichever way you want. Okay, okay. I just don't want to. I don't want to stream something if you want it to be like, you know, a surprise at the end. Damn, you also sit on your hands so they get numb and it feels like someone else's. I sit on my hands until they get numb, but I don't do anything with that hand, Greasy. I don't do that. But I know a lot of people do it that way. I did 1 year's college and at the end I decided no more school, never again. Yeah, I can't blame you. Honestly, school is a hellhole. But yeah. Oh. Wait, is my heating on? No, no, no. Okay, it's working. Jesus. I can't wait to be done, I bet. I hate school, me too. Like, if it was online classes, it would be better. But, physically having to go there is a pain. I was talking about, making cocktails so it feels like I'm at a bar and someone else is making my drinks. What were you thinking? Oh! I was also I was also thinking about cocktails. Yeah. Yeah. People say later in life I would wish to be back in school. No, honestly, I am the same. Like, who tried to convince me of that lie? That once I am older, I'm gonna miss school. No, the fuck I don't. The only, like, I still have fucking nightmares about school, dude. Like, there's no way I would want to go back. That is the biggest lie fucking grown-ups tell teenagers, man. It's crazy. I don't even know where that lie came from, but it's just not true. School was awful, exactly. I don't know if you're neurodivergent, but schools are definitely designed for neurotypicals, exactly. Like, it's... School is not for people like us. If it's the bachelor school, I kind of miss those days, but anything before that is hard pass, yeah. Like, school can go fucked itself. Like, I would never want to go back. In school, I was fat, unpopular, socially awkward, and had no friends. No way I would go back to having no friends. Exactly. I literally trained myself to hold my bladder for many hours and oh god, Fuzzy. That is so unhealthy. Man, there was this girl on YouTube that used to like do the whole like holding in her pee. No, it was on TikTok. So when she was young, like her story is when she was younger, she always held in her pee. Because of some trauma stuff, I guess. Until later on, I think she got like so sick from it, like physically ill, that she was on the verge of dying. And she like documented her journey like on TikTok, like going to the doctors and stuff like that. And then like then she got like an organ transplant, Like finally, even though like on the list she was like super far down. And people on TikTok got super mad at her that she wasn't dying anymore. That was an insane time to be on TikTok. Hello Anap, hello. How are you? It's good to see you. I know I'm not neurotypical, but I don't have any medical papers saying I'm fucked in the head. That's crazy. Hi Lucy, why are you jumping on me? By the way, Ellie, for science and art, can you pull out your char real quick so I can screenshot it? Yeah, which char though? Do you want the piss char or the normal char? Like, do you... Oh. Do you want this one? Or like this one? Okay, so this one. Wait, is the cover on? No, okay. There we go. The char you stuck Yumi before is crazy. I think Yumi should feel honored that she was the first one in the jar. Why you got a piss jar? Why not? Sark, make that piss jar for me. It's very cute. Can you put me in the jar and shake me and see how much brain damage I get? Foxy, you would need a brain for that, but I can still put you in the jar and do the rest of it. But I don't think we can measure the brain damage, I'm sorry. I don't think that is physically possible for you. I got the medical shit, which reminds me I need to get my ADHD stims before I start uni in fall. Yeah, get on that, get on that. Oh shit, Mom found the piss collection. That's crazy. What was I gonna say? Hold on, the char completely. Ellie has had Kermit's asshole as a toggle. Why wouldn't she also have it? Exactly. Why wouldn't I have a piss char toggle? Oh, Jesus. Oh no, don't give me hiccups now. Also, Greasy has like... yeah, Greasy has like an actual physical char. with my yellow juice char on there. Wait, somebody actually questioned you on it? That's crazy. Hi, Dodger. Hi. My eyes are getting shifty. Is that coffee? Yeah, this is definitely coffee, yeah. Still so many secrets we don't know about Ellie's OC. True. I don't... yeah, honestly, once I get all of the lore sorted, you're gonna learn a lot more secrets. And maybe also a couple of toggles nobody has ever seen before. Which I have kept secret for a very long time. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe I do have secrets. Maybe I don't. You kept secrets? Of course I do. Who do you think you're talking to? I have secret toggles, yeah. But those are only appropriate for when the lores drop, you know? Only for the lore. You should get my new eye toggle. Honestly, Foxy, I might actually do that. I might make the same eye toggle as you. She hates us is crazy. I don't hate you. That's crazy. I don't. But it needs to wait for the lore, Yumi. The lore. You know what? Fuck you. Whatever. Alia wanted chibi white glint. You got it. Oh my god, yeah, show him the eye toggle. It's so funny. There we go. Wait, is there? Okay, yeah. I've been rebuilding I've been building a cosplay based on RE9's Umbrella Ancients for the patch. Should I go with the classic evil red, new good guy blue, or make my own patch that will probably be purple? Honestly, if you make your own patch, I would like the personal touch to that. Honestly, I think that would be cute. If I'm gonna set up streaming, I need to have a set idea on my theme, as right now I don't got a single idea on what. Honestly, Fuzzy, I can almost confidently tell you that the set idea you're going for at the beginning has a very good chance of not be the one you're gonna stick with. That's why so many rebrands happen because like a lot of VTubers set their mind on a theme at the beginning, but then they start to rebrand once they realize that that's actually not the theme they want to keep, and there's actually a way cooler theme down the line. Right now it's just a bunch of raccoon pigs. I mean, that's cute. I know you don't hate us. We can go fuck ourselves. I don't hate you guys, but you guys can still go fuck yourselves. I know there's Ada in RE9, but I can't prove it. True. I'm right there with you, Anab. There is no reason for Leon to parry chainsaws otherwise. True. Very true. But yeah, no RE9 spoilers here. There's still a couple of people that haven't played it yet. Myself included, by the way. I haven't played it yet because I don't... 2026 is gonna be the year of me buying new games. So I gotta sit out on all the fun. But I'm gonna have to save that money for other things, you know? I wonder if I can get a dent in my head as a toggle. You definitely can. Hold on, I gotta send you my follower, Lord. Hold on, I think it's so funny. Okay, yeah. Okay, bye is crazy. You think you can leave? You better fuck yourself right here in front of me and nowhere else. Ah, man, speaking of Yumi though, actually, no, super weird segue. But I had to go to the basement today and I didn't like it. I hate my basement, guys. It's such a weird aura down there, but I had to go down there to do a couple of things today. And I hated it. Please let us out of there. No. You stay right there. Oh, my nose is itchy. Hold on. Man, can we have winter back? I don't like these allergies. These extra allergies I have on top of my normal ones. That's another thing. I want to gift you some Poppy Playtime chapters in the future. You really don't have to. I just, you know, it's just a year of me having to be very financially responsible. Maybe the year after as well. We'll see. But I'll get to play the games I want to play eventually. Same, fuck summer, fuck spring too, man. Like, as much as I like spring, the pollen are insane. And like, summer can actually go fuck itself. I hate summer. The heat wave is already starting here. Oh god, I pray for you, Sable. It's not even April yet. Honestly, there isn't much good coming out this year besides RE9 anyway. I was very excited for Paralives, but I'ma have to live vicariously through other people playing that. No more fucking winter. Oh yeah, Dodger, I know you hate winter. I'm sorry. Hi, Limey. How are you? You doing good? Oh my eye. Candies. Oh.
Cheese.
You know, when you think about it, people who don't have allergies are pretty slutty. What do you mean you take the plant sperm like it's nothing?
What the fuck? You're right. Those sluts, bro. Also, hello, cheese, bro. Hello. Hi, cheese, bro. Welcome in. It's good to see you again. Wait, I'm gonna save that one. That's so funny. Wait, It's been so long. I know. I've been away for a while, but it's good to see you. I hope you've been well these past 2 months. It's been 2 months since I haven't streamed. Hold on. Limey, I hope you're doing well. I'm a giggle about that all day now. I'm surrounded by sluts, bro.
Drink water, you dehydrated.
I'll drink in a second. Hold on. I have very important business to attend to. Okay, there we go. Sure, Song. Give me a health update. So stupid. Getting called a slut was not on my 2026 bingo card. Well, happened anyways. That's really funny. Ali, you truly excel at supporting the team from the ground up, and I believe you should lean into rewarding your dedication and letting us invest in your professional well-being. I don't know about that, Chief. God, I'm crying. That was really funny. Hi, Basti, wie geht's dir? Wait, they found the issue? Oh, maybe they found the issue. Okay, I see. Well, I hope they did, honestly, Zonk. It's about time that you get rid of that bullshit. Maybe, yeah. Hallo Basti, ich hoffe dir geht's gut. Lungenödem auf Wish bestellt. That's crazy. Give me some time. I'll harvest all the pollen from my rooftop garden to bukake on your face when I find you. Man. Why do I want to illustrate that? Foxy, do you have allergies? Asking for a friend. Calm down, never. You can't stop me. I do, but I'm still a slut. Oh, man. Man. Guys, Foxy is my favorite slut. You should follow her. Oh man. Mine too, hell yeah. Okay, hold on. I lost all train of thought. It's over for me. Thank you, Yumi. Oh man, you know who we need? We need Carmi right here. Ellie is gonna be real giggly for the next few days. No, for real. This is so funny. I need stuff to laugh about, guys. It's been hell these days. Oh man, oh man. Same, for real though, like, it's fucking so much bullshit going on. Ah. Okay. I need the people to laugh with, to be honest, same. Ah, Jesus. Ah. You need another green goober. Yumi is a good choice. True, true. Honestly, I want plushies of my friends. And I think I could make that happen since I already have a plushie toggle. I can just replace Kermit with whoever friend I want to replace him with. It would be really cute. Right? Cause like, it would be so cute. I could even put them all in a row, like just shrink them down a little bit and just hold them all at the same time. But I also wanted IRL, honestly. Oh, hi Retro, thank you, thank you. I can't wait for my friends, at least for my VTuber friends, to have merch drop with a plushie. I'm gonna be all over that, I'm telling you. I want plushies of my friends. Like, imagine a little Nibby plush with a tiny bloody knife. That would be so cute. Ah. Wait, did that bike hit me? I didn't pay attention. It probably did. Give me some time. I first want to do body pillow and 3D mousepad. Yeah. I think a plushie is more like a thing that happens down the line anyways. Guys, my homegirl is looking at me like I'm a tiger. I think I'm in danger. Oh boy. I found her magic wand and bad dragons. Is crazy, Mark. Shit, gotta dip. Okay, you dip. Protect your life and up. Run! Run for your life! Yeah, usually plushies need around 100 pre-orders to be actually launched. Exactly. Exactly. Which is understandable, you know? Honestly, I wish there was like a way to ship out stuff where I wouldn't need to put my address and personal details on. Because otherwise I would just make the plushies myself and offer them as like merch for you guys. But I don't think there's currently like a good way to like ship them out without doxing myself. Which is a real shame. Because I like making plushies. Can you make me a... I mean, yeah, like if for the people that already know my name and my address and stuff, it wouldn't be an issue. So, like, for you, Foxy, sure. And you, me as well. But, like, you know, like, random orders from, like, just people I only know as viewers, that's a different story. Name me the costs later. I mean, Sarg, you too. I'm pretty sure you already have my address too. How many people in total even have your address? I mean, a lot of people here are from my old Final Fantasy guild, which most of the people from that guild have my address anyways, because I shipped out like some guild merch to them. But it's mostly like the people that I don't know from Final Fantasy 14. So like it's you, Greasy, have my address, Foxy, and I don't think anyone else that I don't know from Final Fantasy. I doubt most saved your address. I mean, yeah, true. But like I'm saying, I wouldn't mind doxing myself to them. You know what I mean? Because I trust them. What do you mean sending me a gallon of... You know what? Actually, I take that. You know, I don't mind. I'm gonna need it. Sounds heavy, though. Sounds heavy. It's enough for your tip. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I would be low-key concerned. I knew your address. Yeah, exactly. Like, people I only know... And people I only started to know after I started streaming. Only 2 of those people have my address. And that's Greasy and Foxy, because I trust them a lot. Ellie, we all know that your cock is so big, it got a little flag on the tip and a sign which says oversized load. That's insane. Be right back, checking if Bad Dragon have horses one. I'm sure they do. Trusting me? Bad idea. I know, Greasy, I know. But I do it anyways. Oh, that's crazy. Back with milk? Omens from where I'm thinking. High insanity. Man. I'm sorry if I miss someone coming in or if I miss a message or so. I am trying to get back into the groove of actually reading all of the chat. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Also, hold on. Let me see Fuzzy's thing. Fuzzy, that's funny. I like that. Wait, I want to see the raid one too. I love those, Fuzzy.
Cheese.
Thank you for the cheese, dude. Oh man. Guys, I had such a cheese incident. Wait, but hold on. Oh, Ellie, did I tell you my Bad Dragon airport story? Tell me that story first before my cheese incident story. Hi, Singer. How are you? It has been a while. I've been away. I got lost at the soup store. But how are you? It's good to see you. Ellie, my leg, Hardy. What did you do? Did your homegirl cut it off? Oh, leg days. Yeah, it does. I feel you. You had quite a cheesy incident. Oh, it was cheesy. It was cheesy, and it turned into it turned into a war crime, honestly. I want to hear the Bad Dragon airport story first, though, before I get into the cheese incident. How many hours did everyone sleep? Not enough, Insanity. How about you? Daylight savings fucked me up last night. If they're too loud, I'm sorry. OBS recording decided to not work because I didn't check mark one thing. Oh, that's okay, that's okay. Do not worry about audio issues. It usually takes quite a while until those are balanced out properly. Mine are still not balanced out properly. Dude, my CPU upgrade I got a few months ago is insane. OBS Varudo RE3 on max settings, Lurkbait, VR chat, and your stream open am I only at 60 to 70. Oh man, that is so nice. Hell yeah, Foxy. Now my homegirl just jealous I got a bigger ass than her. You tell her. Did you compare with the Bad Dragons? Having a bigger ass than a girl should be a compliment. Yeah, true. I slept 6 hours, 5 AM to 11 AM. Gaming went on too long. That's not too bad. 6 hours isn't too bad. I couldn't really tell you how many hours I slept because I kept waking up throughout the night. And then I had trouble falling back asleep. Ja. Was ist los, Einstein? Was? Ah? Komm her. Was ist los, huh? He's already yelling at me even though soup time isn't for another 30 minutes. Oh. I've been getting hit on. I've been getting hit on by guys even more since the start of gym. Yeah, that tends to happen in gyms, which is kind of weird. Not really the place you want to hit on people, but you know. I also got to redo my Discord too because my fuckface decided to purge it for whatever reason. I hate past me. Well, you know, sometimes it's good to just start on a blank page. So I wouldn't be too angry about it, Fuzzy. Fuzzy, hello. Do you want to cuddle? Hmm? Okay, so back in the day, I used to cosplay at conventions, and when I would say, and when went, I would stay at a friend's that lived nearby. On the last day, my friend had my bag ready and prepared me and prepped for me already. And I thought, oh, how considerate of them. Then at the airport terminal, I heard a comedically loud thunk on TSA's metal table. And it was a 15-inch Bad Dragon dildo. Oh my god. Wait, Ace, that is so funny. Wow. Your friend is diabolical. I love it. Oh man, oh man. Wait, Yumi, I just saw what you posted in the group chat. Fucking Angel is at it again, that's crazy. Your friend is a menace for real, I love it. Those are friends for life. Oh no, Fuzzy. Rest in peace. Man, it must be really fucking cold, huh? Oh no. Oh man. Oh. Einstein, hello. Einstein really wants attention right now. There it is. Okay. Respectable, very respectable. It's so fucking cold. I'm about to be in the next ice age. Oh boy. My homegirl in a call went into the drawer of a lesbian couple's house since she was dog sitting. And there was like 6 to 7 of us in a call and we saw huge dildos and just one. Don't go through fucking people's drawers when you do dog sitting. What the hell? Unless they're okay with it, of course. I don't know what compelled it. Yeah, I don't know either. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me see. I feel my fucking pain medicine slowly not working anymore. Jesus Christ. Einstein, stop yelling. Did you say cheese crisp? Oh man, I could go for that, right? Oh man. Okay, so speaking of cheese, that was like a little while ago. There was a cheese platter on sale at the store, like a huge amount of cheese on it, right? And my lactose intolerant ass, of course, bought it because it's cheese. And I ate pretty much all of it. Hi, Battle Bro. I ate pretty much all of it. And the fucking aftermath of that was... it's even too painful to describe. The amount of times I had to shit my innards out is insane. Everything was liquid. My fucking tummy hurt. Everything hurt. I felt sick. My toilet got a complete repaint. It was crazy. But it was worth it. I'm gonna do it again. Painful though, painful. Battle Bro, how are you? It's good to see you. Lactose, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. What the fuck did I walk in? I'm sorry. I was telling people about the cheese incident that happened while I was away. That's what we have. True. I'm not sure what I would do without my bidet, honestly. I do not know. Why do you do this to yourself? Because I love cheese, Yumi. Like, what is life without cheese and dairy? You know? Ellie, unsilence me? I could never. Wait, why are you being silenced? Ellie, I'm being silenced. I can't send my obligatory joining gift. Oh wait, hold on. My bad. I forgot I have the roles set like that. My apologies, Anab. Okay, let me give you your role. There. Can you do it now? Unlactose yourself? I would love to do that. Just give me a new body, you know? A body that has no issues whatsoever. I would take it. People who are lactose intolerant and still eat dairy are much more of a slut than a person who isn't. I wouldn't even call it slutty. I would just call it a pure masochist, honestly. We love to hurt ourselves for just a tiny bit of cheese. Just a matter of time until Kana arrives. I hope not. I hope not. I don't want her to walk into something unholy again. If you eat enough cheese, maybe your body will become lactose tolerant. Maybe. I mean, I'm currently in the process of that, Retro. Wait, if you're blowing up the toilet, why haven't I seen the contents on the store? It's crazy. People which are lactose intolerant should consider being more tolerant. Why is it hostile against cheese? I can't help it. I want to be more tolerant. I don't know how. Low-key valid. I'm also lactose intolerant, but that isn't stopping me from munching on Greek. Oh man, Greek yogurt is so fucking good. Body with no issue, that exists, right? I'm sure it exists somewhere. Or like just minor issues, you know, that can be ignored. Jesus Christ. Wait, I made cheese smashed burgers today. God, it was so good. I almost came from eating them. But my body hates me for the cheese and it wasn't even that much. Aw, oh, man. But I'm glad it was good. It was all worth it, Greasy. It was all worth it. Also, I'm ready and up. I still have Discord open. I want to see the GIF. Cheesecake is perfection. What is that?
Guys, I have a confession to make. I understand the appeal of body pillows now. I got a patchwork pillow from my mum that has a similar shape, and it's so comfortable to hug.
Oh, the shape, okay. Well, yeah, they're good pillows. They are great pillows to sleep with. They also help your posture. Like they actually like low-key help your sleeping posture too. Body pillows are great. Your face. I wasn't ready for what came next. I was like, wait, what are we talking about? I was low-key a bit scared. Hi, Amon. Hello, hello. Why is my... Hold on. My radar lord is broken. Hold on. Let me fix that. Amon, how are you? What were you up to?
Cheese.
What is it events? Oh my god, I don't know how to do this anymore. Is it like this? I know what's wrong. I think. Wait, I got this. Wait, is it the brow? No, hold on. Binding of Isaac, let's go. I'm a bind your sack. I'm sorry. Hold on. How do I fix this? Did I? Oh, maybe I. Hold on. Hold on a minute. I moved it like an idiot. Oh my god. That's crazy. Ah, shit, bro. Hold on. Where did I put that video? Hold on. Oh, Ellie, in the top right on your chat. How do I get my Oh, hold on. I think I have... Hold on. I can show you. Hold on. Is it stream elements? I think it's in stream elements.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Cheese.
That's not the stream elements I want. What? No dashboard. Thanks for the sandwich. Hold on. Maybe because you logged in the other account. No. I know what the problem is. I moved my... I moved the raid video thing. Because I'm an idiot. Hi, Einstein. Let me find it, Fuzzy. Hold on. Chatbot. Ja, was ist los, Baby? Hm? Hi. Oh, it's in timers, I think. I don't have it anymore. Shit. Hold on. Senpai, hi!
Ellie nerd Elia Kermit love.
Hi, how are you? Okay, I think I got it. Wait, Fuzzy, I'm gonna send it to you on Discord. It should be this. I'm good, how are you? I'm okay, I'm okay. You're welcome for being your test before a friend rates you, thank you. I appreciate it. Hold on, okay. Where did I put it? Is it in here? No, it's not here. That can't be it. You know what I'm gonna do? I got it, okay. Now, where is it located? Okay, it is an OBS files, wow. I thought I had. Maybe I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. Was ist Einstein? Es gibt noch etwas zum Essen, okay? Hi.
Finally, I am free of the torment. I never got a single ad. 3.
Thank you for the resub, Fuzzy. Enjoy your emotes. Wait, why is it not playing then? It's still here. Hold on, guys. I'm doing my own tech support stuff, right? I'm so broke, even ads refuse to advertise to me. Man, same. Wow. Also, thank you for the streaks, guys. Hold on. Why is this not working? Do I have to redo the overlay then? We'll figure this out. This is bothering me now. Einstein! Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go, hold on. Before I do this, I'm gonna go give Einstein his soup real quick. And I will be right back. I'm gonna run some ads. I will be right back. I'm sorry, I don't have... Wait, maybe I can set it up real quick. Soup, yeah, soup. He needs to hydrate more, so he gets soup. I probably have to relog in here. Hold on. I might as well do this real quick before I do this. The ocean is a soup. That's true. Yes, I authorize you. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're loud. Mute site. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Time for a 5-minute nap then? Yeah. Take your nap. I want to see if this works again. It probably has no sound, but whatever. You guys can play this real quick while... Wait, let me see if I can get the sound working. Okay. You guys can get some words while I'm gone. If you want. You don't have to. I'll be right back. Losers. I'm sorry. Disappointing, all of you. Can't believe it. You didn't even help. I was pissing. What the fuck? Garlic is more fun. True. Very true. I dare you say it again. I will take your cheese away, Ellie. You can't handle the truth, and that's okay. But you don't have to take the anger out on me. You were pissing without us holding your hand? Yeah, I didn't take my phone to the bathroom either. I gave the cats their soup and then I was like, maybe I should go piss. And then I went to do that real quick. Might as well. I'm too dyslexic to be playing this. Honestly, fair. That is so fair. This is slow. No phone to the piss place? What the hell? How is that possible? I know. It felt weird. I don't like going to the piss place without my phone. It feels very strange. What are we up to, Goobers? That's a good question. I'm not sure what we're up to. I pooped without my phone for the first time in ages recently. How was it, Yumi? How was your experience with that? It was so much faster than usual. Fair. Hello, Retro. I successfully climbed out of bed. Let's go. I'm proud of you. Wait, give me a second. I agree that Gardic is better, so let me actually change it to Gardic while I'm still at it. Hi Ash, how are you? Guys, it's my Walmart Oshi. Is it this one? Okay, hold on. Options. Your first redeem is broken? I wonder why.
Pata, please.
Wait, let me check this real quick.
Cheese.
Okay. The music isn't the same though. Hold on. There we go. That's way better. Get that out of my sight. No, you know what, Nibby? Just because you said that, I'm a start around. I was just setting it up, but now I'm a start around. And you better participate in this. You better participate. I want to see guesses. You participate right now. I'm watching you. You better participate. Nibby, if you don't participate, I'm not gonna play Schedule 1 with you. I'm just gonna cry myself to bed every night because you're not participating. Because you hate me. Don't say that, I said it. You hate me. Wait. I'm crying now. Nibby hates me, guys. Pardon me. True. Why? How is that not a mouse? Rodent, maybe? Ah, that's funny. Nibby, I am... Nibby, I am disappointed. Don't look at me. You know what? I'm not gonna look at you. But Kermit is going to look at you. What the fuck was the rat? I don't know. I'm sorry I'm putting you through this, Nibby. I think I just like seeing you suffer every now and then, and I feel like that makes me a terrible friend. But I'm glad you're putting up with it. I mean, that's crazy. You know what? No. I tried rat, mouse, rodent, vermin, and none of it worked. It probably was a hamster. Honestly, it probably was a hamster. My phone is dying, but I don't want to get up. Get up, Yumi.
Please.
Do it. Man, I'm so sad I don't see my 7 TV emotes. Well, our round 2? You want round 2? Fine. Hold on. You get round 2, okay? Fine. I'm sorry, Nibby. You gotta participate in this one too, okay? You gotta prove your loyalty to me. You can do it. What is all this, dude? Wow. Hold on. How is that not a pool? Oh. Body of water.
Ellie, imagine if horses and cats look like their medieval paintings.
Some cats definitely do. What is that poop in the oven? What? Wood? Oh, firewood? No. What is this supposed to be? All right. Okay, before Nibby has a stroke, I think we're Nibby. Look, you got one. You got one. You got 1 point. Round. Okay, fine. I'm sorry, Nibby. You got one. You know what? You can get. This time you get 2, Nibby. I trust you. My fucking blood pressure. You can do it, Nibby. I believe in you. What is that butt? Hero, Nippy, you got one! String? Oh my god, you guys did it. Look at you go! Nibby got 2! And 3 in total! You can do this, Nibby! I hate this game. Greasy wants one more round. You know what? 4 is my lucky number, so we're going 4 rounds, okay? And after this, it's done. After this, it's done. For your guys' blood pressure. I'm scared. I don't want you guys to have aneurysms. Pee-pee. Pee-pee. What the fuck is bottom right? A furry? Oh wait, that's a face! That's a fish. Anime. Crying? Is she crying? She's sad, she's crying. Tear! Somebody guess tear, I don't want to type. There we go. That's definitely a robbery. Lice? Oh, that might have been firewood. Holy shit. Look at that. Beautiful. Another one, Chief? Are you sure? Alright, you know what? Fine. I ain't stopping until I get one. Okay, and okay, Anab needs to get one. That's definitely fishing. Is that a boob? That's a nipple.
What the dog doing?
Hello, Vitra. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. What is that fishing? A fishing net? Hello, Vitra. That's definitely a parrot. How is that not a parrot? How is that not scratching? I can see why Nibby hates this game. Oh, fleas! Please, somebody guess fleas. I don't want to type. That's not fleas? What the is it dirt? No, a flea. Okay. Alright, Retro's gaming. Lazy fuck, fuck you. My hands are cold. I'm warming them right now, so I'm not typing. How is that not a parrot? Oh, a fishing net. Island? Fine, I'm typing. Damn it. Oh shit. Oh man, we would have needed one more. Alright, you guys lost. You know what that means? I hate this shit. Fine, fine. I got mine, so I'm good. Okay, we're good. We're good, guys. Why was there ketchup on the mustard image? I don't know. I don't know. How that not a fucking... Don't ask me. I didn't draw it. Never felt better. Let's go. What a gamer. #1 gamer. Nibby, don't do it. You're too sexy. Alright, now that our blood pressures are up. Puts chloroform... Oh, Jesus. I'm just happy I actually got one. Yeah, same. As long as I get one in those types of games, I'm happy. Oh, and Fuzzy is in the basement. You guys have a new person in the basement now. Oh, never mind. Fuzzy was already in the basement. Which basement did you throw him into? Can't be mine. Oh, man. Wait, what the fuck? Am I not? Oh, no, I am. Okay. The sex word. There's no such thing. Insane behavior, bro. Insane. Oh, I just saw the burgers Greasy made. They look so good. Holy shit. The one where they're gonna get the GIF I sent it. Oh shit, okay. Damn. Damn. Okay, so... Ah, shit. My damn painkillers are wearing off, guys. Maybe I'll go rest for a little bit. This shit sucks. Oh, there's another GIF in the Discord. Let me see. Hold on. Jesus, no. That era is insane. Just become the pain like I have? Maybe. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go rest up a bit. We got like 2 hours in, which is already like 1 hour more than I figured I would manage. So that's cool. It's good to be back. If I feel... If it's not too painful tomorrow, I will stream the collab with Nibby and Foxy. I think we're gonna play Minecraft. Or maybe we're gonna settle on Schedule 1. I'm actually not sure what we're settling on. But I might stream the collab tomorrow. And if not, I'm gonna have a few solo streams on just Schedule 1, I think. Just so I can scratch that itch again. And as Nibby wants to join me. I learned that you can just join a single player game halfway through, so you know. You could just join whenever, I guess. It's awesome to see you again. It's awesome to be back. I didn't uninvite you. I just invited you back. Please. Please. I'm sorry, I don't hate you. I can't believe it. The slander, the lies. But yeah, other than that, if I'm not live tomorrow, I'm just gonna have a couple of chill streams throughout the week. Just so I can get back into the groove again and actually get used to actually streaming again and not just co-working. But I will have, I'll still have a few co-working streams as well. Because they actually motivate me quite a lot, guys. I'm not sure what it is about them, but they work wonders for my productivity. So I'll just keep doing them. Let me see. Happy to have you back. Thank you, thank you. Is the body doubling? I think so, yeah. But yeah, I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to feel too bad for streaming again. So I'm a wrap it up for today. Foxy is live. Foxy is playing Resident Evil 3. I guess that doesn't give too many spoilers, right? If you still want to play Resident Evil 3, look away once we're in Foxy's chat. Ash, what is it, Ash? Hello. Wait, oh, Greasy already did it. Okay. I guess we're going for Piss Raid. If you're not subbed, though, hold on. I love you, Ellie. Don't leave me. You can just message me, you know. Wait, if you don't have a sub, use this one. We just go with the purple heart, whatever. But yeah, if you have a sub, go for yeah, all the spam already. Yeah, I'm gonna start up the raid, and I hope I will see you guys tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you guys sometime throughout the week. Oh, I typed raid tomorrow. That is insane. Foxy, Lily, VT. I apparently can't type and talk at the same time. Okay, we're packing all of the cuties. Somebody just fell in the kitchen. I think it was Lucy. I think she's okay though. I should copy the raid message myself. Hold on. Okay. Oh, Ren the Knight, welcome in. I'm sorry, we're just raiding out. But welcome in, Ren. Welcome in. We're raiding out though. I'm sorry. But yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Oh, you heard her fall? Oh no. I'm so sorry. She's okay though. She's okay. I'm sorry, Ren, but hopefully I can see you some other time. Is that a vampire emoji? I can't see it. I'm blind. But yeah, I will see you guys over at Foxy's. Well, don't be too nice. But yeah. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys soon. Okay. Wait, let me make sure I actually copied it. I did. Okay. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.